So as I've been driving my truck, I've been trying to get rid of all this steering issue that I've had since I bought it. I look like a DUI candidate going down the road. Or as some people say, it looks like you're, sawing, going back and forth on the steering wheel. So I've narrowed it down. I finally have everything replaced in the front end that can possibly have any amount of play. I've got it narrowed down, and with the help of my lovely assistant, I finally isolated it today. Let's take a look. Something's pretty funny apparently in the sandbox. Alright. You see I've been using Moog on everything. As you see that move back and forth, that is the steering input. But where the play is actually right at the steering gear. See that wiggle back and forth? And apparently I'm not alone in having this be the case. There's actually a product that helps to isolate that, and you don't want any play right at the pinion because that's a real critical point. Let me see if I can anchor to the side of something. See, now you can kind of see it. See, it not only turns, but it wiggles back and forth. So let me show you what I've found. Thanks, hon. I found a website. The website is called Dodge Ram Steering Stabilizer.com, and this is what the page looks like, and they've got a bunch of different pictures. Mine being an 01 fits the category of 94 to 2002, and what they've done is they've developed a bar, and this bar bolts on. See, this is your steering stabilizer here, but it bolts on with the steering stabilizer, and it works as a frame stabilizer. It helps square in the box shape of your frame, and then you screw this onto the end bolt of your steering gear. Now you can tighten up play on your steering gear by loosen the lock nut, tighten the screw, tighten it back down, and then also the input if you have play there. And then there's another one that's called Rock Solid Ram Steering that does the shaft going to the steering wheel. But what this does is you have a bearing that fits around that collar that you put on there, so that this really just locks it up solid. So it's too bad that they didn't design the truck to be solid to begin with, but you do what you can to get by. And so speaking of buy, I just bought one of these. It'll be coming in pretty soon, and so I'll put that on. The Rock Solid Ram Steering one, I bought that too, but I found out that mine's not bad. It's kind of buy happy because I get tired of it. I like things to be tight, solid, and good. But as you can see, the steering column comes out from down here, and there's a spring that you can see in there, and that spring has a little washer retainer at the bottom that you see just next to that rubber hose, and then there's a bushing up at the top. And so the bushing in those factory ones wear out, and then you have to replace the whole steering column. So for $60 in RockSolidRamSteering.com, you can get a replacement bushing that works really well to eliminate that. Now the things that need to be done on this, we'll probably have to do a separate video on it. But there's a collar where the input shaft is, and there's a lock nut. You loosen that and then tighten that down and then relock it. And then also on the top there's a little adjustment for the worm gear. So anyway, I need all of that, but it's it can be frustrating getting these things isolated, but I'm pretty excited about this product. If I were to tighten it up, that would do great, but as they say on their website, it says, does your Dodge Ram truck have road wander and or sloppy steering? Typically these problems are not enough to put you in the ditch, but enough to be very annoying and to make you look like a DUI candidate. That's where I got that from. This product is designed to solve a very common steering and handling problem found on a Dodge Ram truck. Number one, this is done by adding an additional bearing to the bottom of the steering box sector shaft opposite the pitman arm, which eliminates steering gearbox play, which is slop at the wheel causing wander or worse, death wobble. This will also prevent a newly installed gearbox from getting this problem. Basically, the steering gearbox isn't heavy duty enough, especially once you put great big off-road tires on there, to be able to hold up to the stress and strain of that. Plus you've got frame flex and everything else. So it's a lot of abuse, and this just helps to firm it up. it does add some weight. You know, this is a great big looking bracket. I mean, the bracket that goes from the steering stabilizer bar, sway bar, you know, it goes all the way down to the other side of the frame. So it'll be a lot of work. They say this installs in 30 minutes, but it'll be a lot of work if you ever have to, you know, take that pitman arm off. Maybe not. But anyway, I'll probably weld the nuts up in here if they're not already welded in there. And then as far as these go, I'm not sure exactly what I'll do. I'll probably weld the bolt into the top, so you just have to do the nut and it drops out. I want it to just be where everything goes with the impact gun, so you just zip, 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 zip if you ever have to take it off again. But as it is, you don't have to weld anything, but I find that welding fasteners and things in place can really save you a lot of time and headache down the road should you need to remove it for any reason. So I thought about just doing a new steering gearbox at the same time that I put this in, but I'm curious, you know, how much I can get out of just adjusting it. That's the first thing I'm going to do, and then this I'm going to do as a follow-up. So anyway, this is something that's interesting to me because I've been working on this problem for a long time, and I have my ASE certification in steering and suspension, so maybe this would benefit somebody else with this particular truck, because you know, between those two things, that steering input shaft having play, on most Rams, mine doesn't. Mine's rock solid already. But with this other one, seeing that move at the steering gearbox, I'm like, ah, ha, ha. You know, finally I found this problem, so I just thought I'd share it with you. If you like this video, be sure to click the like button. If you want to see more videos like this, there's a gray subscribe button up above, and you can just click that and it'll come to your subscription box. So, thanks for watching my video. It's kind of a fun thing I got going here.